And then we really, and we really too, like,
yeah.
We got the full experience of like what that guy's life is like, I feel like. So we can kind of peel back some of the layers. Like, he's been a topic on the show before. We've talked about him and his travels to like Japan. And right before he was about to go to Japan, me and Jack had reached out via his website and said, you know, hey, we want to bring him to Cleveland. We want to take him to a Cavs game. You know, we'll pay for his flight. We'll pay for his hotel, get him a Cavs ticket. And really just show them what Cleveland's like in March. When we got on a call with who we didn't know, it was just the World of T-Shirts like reply email on the website was who got back to us. We got on and we won't say his name, redacted. Because like they were threatening like NDAs, which understandable. Like he's like, we have a lot of trolls. Like you know, we would need you to sign an NDA. But there is someone in the World of T-Shirts lore that nobody knows about that kind of pulls some strings.
And he seems like a really cool guy.
And he seemed
from what I know.
He helped us coordinate this whole thing, and you know he ran it by Josh.
How about this, Nick? Can I say he seems the most reasonable out of the people that we've encountered?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure as hell ain't the guy we're gonna talk about in a little bit. So
yeah, so we booked him. He was good to come. We didn't announce anything on the show because, like anything with World, like we weren't really 100% sure that he was going to show up. I don't think till he walked through the doors here at Burke.
Literally.
So surely enough, I was in Indy last week for the combine. Last day there, they start emailing me. They're trying to change his flight because Josh had an opportunity come up with John Summit in St. Louis, and he was going to go on stage, DJ, catch a flight to Cleveland Saturday night, get him in his room at a decent hour Saturday night, do the interview Sunday. That was the new plan. Okay, we advanced with that plan. Come Saturday night, the three of us in the Big Factor group chat start texting, and we had some serious doubts that this interview was ever going to get off the ground. He was on stage, like he posted that picture that like went viral with him in the Kirkland margarita mix.
Oh yeah.
On stage in St. Louis, and it was probably like 4 or 5 o'clock. We were like, this guy has a flight to Cleveland at like 8, and we hadn't heard anything from him. So at that point, I really had doubts that we were even going to come in and do the interview yesterday.
It's interesting because the obstacles that we didn't really have to face, but mentally we had to juggle, I should say, was because this was a process, months long process. We were worried that once he got a citizen's arrest, as he explained on the interview yesterday in Japan, we didn't think that was going to be able to happen. Then it comes out he's in the hospital for. We know why he was in the hospital. He claims it was because he ate something.
Yeah, so yeah, he had so the citizen's arrest, then the pancreatitis, whatever it's called. He said that he said he didn't want to say it on TV, but I've seen him say this on stream with Mr. Bass before, that he got sick because he ate dog in Japan. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I that's his story. Like, I think he got so drunk that he wound up in the hospital for a couple days is what I think happened.
He did also off air. We got the chance to hang out with Joshua for like 2 hours.
2 hours,
after.
yeah.
And he was explaining in general his affinity for making jokes about dogs, like more so like hot dogs, like how like you're eating a dog. So maybe like that's just like a thing that he finds funny, and that kind of just rolls on from there.
So come back to
there were a lot of hurdles already.
So going back to this was Saturday because the interview was Sunday.
Yeah.
Nick, you and Jack were in a group chat with Joshua Block.
Yeah.
And this is when you got this text.
Yeah, we pulled we've got the receipt.
This is a top 5 funny.
Yeah, so I'm obviously the blue message. Nick is the blue message saying, "Hey Joshua, enjoy your big day." I asked Jack, added Jack to the group chat. We were gonna pick him up from Cleveland, in Jack's car. Shoot us a text if you have any questions. No answer. Jack said, "Have fun at the concert." He was gonna be with, Summit.
This
no
is like
answer.
probably also like 6 or 7 hours
this is
before.
Early.
Yeah.
This was in the morning, probably before he even woke up.
Yeah,
I'd venture to say.
Yeah.
So then the next one you could see is Jack Saturday night after the three of us were conspiring. Like, is this guy at the airport? Is he on a plane? And you see we're driving there. I got too intoxicated to fly. So
yeah, like first of all, breaking down that text message makes no sense. You would think, yeah, go sit in a plane where you don't have to operate or be in a vehicle with somebody that isn't, a trained pilot.
Yeah,
you
stumble on board.
Yeah, like that's all you have to do. That's what you've done your whole life is get on planes. And I told you guys I was initially worried about getting this guy on a flight, but you guys said, and people in the Reddit, people like they say like, no, Joshua Block actually is pretty damn good at getting on his flights.
Yeah.
But just so happened he didn't get on this
he
flight.
missed this one.
Oh,
yeah.
and by the way, he missed his flight home. He's going down South Bend.
Yeah, we could get to that in a moment.
It was just so funny because I was sitting there with some of the guys who were going to go to the airport with us to go get Joshua when he was going to come into Cleveland. And they're huge fans of him. So like they're like, he has never posted a trip before and then not gone or not made it. And yeah, it seemed like for a minute he wasn't going to make it. And that's where we could bring up another element of the story, guys, because I was under the working assumption, at least I would assume you guys were too, that Josh was coming to Cleveland by himself. We had figured out by that point in time.
That was the plan. That was we had only booked one plane ticket, one hotel room.
If you could pull up that text again, Ryan, real quick. The first thing that threw me off was the contraction used down there.
We're driving.
We're driving. I had no clue who that was.
Yeah, so we knew that there was going to be a companion at that point. We didn't know who the companion was. Thankfully, the redacted third party that's helped us set this up added do we want to say who drove him? I don't know if that guy wants to say anonymous.
Let's just keep it anonymous. I mean,
well,
people know.
He's posting with him. He's made it like public now.
I think people could connect the dots. Like, especially
we'll let them connect.
Connect the dots. And who drove him up is a St. Louis-based influencer who has been with Josh for the last 3 days.
Yes,
Now at this point, they've been hanging out for the last 3 days. So yeah, he drove him up here through the night. Kudos to him, to get him here in time for the interview. Bizarre.
Yeah, and so now he leaves Cleveland. He's here for a day. He was supposed to go to the Cavs game. That didn't happen. He slept. He posted. I think he since deleted. He said he slept. He used his military time. So he slept.
So he slept for 12 hours.
He slept 12 hours. It was like 4 to 4.
Missed the Cavs
4
game.
p.m., 4 to a.m. Missed the Cavs game. Posted earlier this morning with a Truly in his hand. He's headed to South Bend. Now, what are they doing in South Bend? Does anybody have any idea?
Well, he's, I guess, missing the flight that he scheduled. I should honestly probably jump on to the...
When was he supposed to fly out this morning? What time?
He was supposed to leave what, Jacket? Like
1 maybe?
1:30.
Oh, so the flight hasn't left yet.
He was supposed to leave Cleveland 1:30 and end up in New York in 3. So yeah, maybe I should probably email said third party because I forwarded all the flight information to this third party because he's gonna need his boarding pass and his hotel info, and he just completely disregarded the hotel the first night. So we got hit with the no show fee there. Didn't use the Cavs tickets, so that was another L. And then now he's gonna miss both flights. Like we paid for him to come here, but he just didn't use any of our resources outside of one night in the hotel where he crashed for 12 hours.
Yeah, let's see. He missed the
Which
hotel
is not
one
surprising.
night.
Like, I'm not saying this that I'm surprised. I'm just reiterating how
missed
bizarre
both
this
planes.
whole
So
thing
he was
is.
like about 1 for 4, 1 for 5 on accommodations.
I mean, he did the interview. So
yeah, that's all that matters, I suppose.
Yeah, that's like the only thing that he really got done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, guys.
And then how bizarre was it too? I think we could also talk about for a little bit. He gets here, pops out of the car. He's like, hold on, I got to post something, and takes his phone out and records like the skyline, comes in here, does the same thing, posts his TikTok in the studio. And by the time that we left Burke, there were probably like 10 to 12 kids.
Not just kids.
Yeah, there was one weirdo adult.
Yeah, I mean, a couple, like just standing there waiting to get like a picture with them. Just, it's bizarre that people like spent hours out of their Sunday.
Legit hours
to
sitting
find 'em.
Sitting here.